If you're going through a custody battle, you're going to be thinking things, feeling things that you have never felt before. And when we oversimplify that, we not only create a trap, a tragedy for the man with his family that he's about to lose due to our bad advice and inability to see him, but we create a lesser culture and a bad environment for children and more generational pain on top of that. See, I get this all the time when I make videos about custody battles, divorce, and what a man goes through and the mental struggles. Things like, man, well, just don't get married, man. Or that's the problem right there, having kids. Ideas like, man, we need to reframe it. The courts are corrupt. You can't win. Your first mistake is you hired an attorney and you thought that it would be fair. It's all one big cartel. Now look, I'm going to tell you right now that many of these ideas could be great if we could apply them. Don't get married, don't have kids, understand that the court system is corrupt and attorneys know each other and make deals behind closed doors as well as judges. And sometimes that can actually help you. As you know and I know, there's plenty of men that have been screwed in this way. But see, here's the thing, is there are men who really need your help in this. There are going to be men who said those words like, I'm never going to get married, I'm never going to have kids, and then all of a sudden they have one. They didn't do this because they were stupid or didn't have the right information or the proper razor sharp willpower you get from reading articles on Reddit. This is because we're human beings, and men in our culture are running into this problem. That's like saying, man, drugs kill you. This guy should have known it, and he just decided to get on heroin and fentanyl because he was stupid and misinformed. As we know, the whole web of addiction goes much deeper to that, and the same thing with love, sex, custody battles, all these different things. Now see, when we think that's a valid answer to say, just don't get married, or the court system's corrupt, or I got screwed and you're gonna see, this doesn't do anything to solve the problem. In fact, it makes the problem worse. And it also makes men allow themselves to be victims, even though you may have been victimized, but to not work on a solution. The real value to your pain and suffering, if you've had it in the past, or a perspective on not getting married and so on, which may not even help in a custody battle, or if there's common law, it may not help, is finding the solution for the culture ahead of you. It's not just information. There's a human behavior component that comes into play where people have sex and fall in love and all these different things and have kids and have conflict. A man's process in all of this is very important, and it's amazing, and I'm sad that I'm one of the few men out there actually helping men on this. When we see how big men's perspective, men's rights, and all the stuff, different sort of stuff is, and how little there is focused on actual men's problems, custody battles, divorce tragedies, but also things like addiction, PTSD, trauma, lack of worth, lack of sex. Like when we're given these only options of being really smart and reading about things and being informed, having more money, sex, power is somehow going to solve our problems. This is completely irresponsible, builds a terrible culture, builds false hope for men who are going to run into those problems later on in their life and end up being screwed more by the men that gave that advice than the culture that gave them the problem in the first place. And what this means is feminism and PC culture created all these problems for men, but the false solution of men giving advice to men and thinking that it helps when it doesn't creates a whole new problem. And sadly, it's a whole new problem that I've been one of the few people dealing with it for the last 20 years. If you're interested in the solution, check out my channel, check out the other videos that we have. And if you're interested in getting in a 24/7 support group for men that also targets on success, winning your court case, life afterwards, mind, body, health, all these different things that I've done for 20 years, check out The Rising Man. The link's in my profile or in the show notes.